Oh my god. Ladies and gentlemen, we have two of the sickest nerd ballers to have ever played Brood War coming out. It is Stork versus Zero in set number 2 on Neo Outlier. My two favorite players of all time. I am so torn right now. Seriously, I feel like I'm Bella from Twilight. It's like, who do I pick? Edward or the wolf guy, you know? It's like Stork is Edward and I guess Zero's the wolf guy. What's the wolf guy's name? Oh, wait. Whatever. You guys know what I'm talking about. This is horrible. Like, I don't know who to cheer for right now. I don't know who to cheer for. I love both of these guys so much. This is terrible. Jacob, thank you. Alright, so PvZ on this map looks like wow, Zero stats this season still not so good, even though recently he's been winning some pretty spectacular games. 2-3 against Protoss. Of course, Stork's record is pretty monstrous. I think in the individual rankings he's like 3rd or 4th or something. Anyway, yeah, the last couple of games I think Zero's played on this map have been ZVZs. I don't know, I haven't seen a ZVP of his very recently. Is it just me, or does Stork look really tired? Man, Stork looks like he's been up all night playing WoW or something. Maybe he's been practicing for his League of Legends switch. He's like completely out of it. Man, I hope I hope he's okay. Anyway, it's kind of an important match today. Could you imagine if Khan got 3-0'd and just like dropped out of the playoffs? Ugh. Having nightmares. Anyway, there is the Dino Toss himself. He's going to be the red Protoss in the bottom left. And there is Zero, the purple Zerg, in the bottom right. Now, you know, I did say last match that I wanted Stork to win his game, but Stars to win the match overall. But I mean, I can't cheer against Zero. Okay. So, new plan. Okay, I hope Zero wins this game, and then Roro wins the next game. So then we get 2nd place, and then Stars can close out the series, and I don't care who plays next. Yeah, I like that. That's a good plan. I think that's a good plan. So Zero taking this one, Roro taking the next one. I hope. Watch, this is totally gonna come bite me in the ass, because now Zero's gonna win this one, and then like Brave is gonna play against is like gonna fail against some other good player from Stars in the next set, and I'm gonna be very, very sad. Anyway, there's gonna be a blind Forge first here from Stork. That's curious. Usually when you play blind, you play greedy, you do like an 11x, but he's just gonna go, I guess, Forge Nexus Cannon. Wait. Oh wait, I'm sorry. That was a gateway. Oh man, wow. I am apparently more out of it than Stork is. I completely thought that the observer clicked on a Forge there. So Stork is actually 2-gating at his natural. Stork. What? Serious? Serious? But, okay, so apparently you can put the 2 gateways side by side, and it actually walls that in. So this is actually not necessarily a bad map for 2-gate. I would actually say this is a decent map for 2-gating at your natural, because then what happens here is that even if the attack doesn't like kill Zero, which it really shouldn't, Stork can actually just fall back to this wall and expand behind it, get a Forge, and then get a cannon, and he'll be walled in. And that would actually be quite nice for him. So this is actually not a bad strategy. I mean, you know, this was actually popular on maps like Longinus, for example, where you could wall in like this, or what was another map where this was good? I don't know. I can't think of one off the top of my head right now, but there were certain maps where 2-gating at your natural against a Zerg is actually pretty good. So Stork is now going in here to the natural, and this might actually be a really fast game, which is quite sad. I was hoping for like an epic long PvZ between these two guys, but Zero could be in a bit of trouble here. Stork pulling actually 2 extra probes here, 2 Zealots and 3 probes fighting. 3 Zealots actually. It looks like one of the probes gets sniped. One of the Sunkens is about to finish here. If that Sunken finishes, it's going to be so much easier for Zero to hold this off. Looks like Stork trying to force his way into the main base here. He did deny the other Sunken from going down. Zero was trying to put down a second one, but there's still 4 Zealots and 2 probes. Of course, pulling those extra 2 probes is actually a very good idea. It helps, of course, it allows you, with the extra probe damage, you can 2-shot Zerglings, even without +1, but also it helps to decrease the surface area that the Zerglings get on the Zealots. And, you know, if you just A-move, the Zerglings will not auto-attack the probes, even if the probes are attacking them. They will try and attack the Zealots. So you can end up with a lot of Zerglings bugging out on the probes, so it really kind of taxes your micro a little bit. And it looks like Zero is actually trying to run 4 Zerglings around here. Very nice move. He can see with his Overlord that there's nothing at the natural. He sees the Nexus there, and he sees that there's actually no Zealots blocking, so he's going to force Stork to pull his Zealots back, and yes. So, the 5 Zealots do get back in time. There is a Forge making. It's not quite finished yet. So it looks like he's going to block in with that Zealot, use the other 5 Zealots to kind of ward away the Zerglings. Of course, he doesn't want to retreat all the way behind the wall, because if he goes behind the wall, the Zerglings can actually just attack the gateways, and that would be terrible. With no cannon there. Meanwhile, Stork is just going to get another sneaky scout in here. And apparently that wall is tight on both the left and right sides. He just has 1 Zealot blocking the middle there. Apparently Zero, though, has seen this probe, but it is going to get in anyway. And without Zergling speed and a bit of good juking, Stork should be able to get it. Oh, it looks like Stork actually did a cute trick there and clicked back to his own natural minerals. So the probe kind of glided its way through the Zerglings there. So he's going to see the lair making. And this is really cool. 2-gating... I mean, 2-gate used to be like the standard opener in PvZ, pre-Bisu basically. We're talking seriously old here. And it generally... The problem I think with the build, with the strategy, is you kind of give up your mid-game map control. Like, when you Forge Fast Expand, you give up early game control in order to get like mid-game and in order to get a better mid-game situation. But when you go for 2-gate, you're sacrificing your mid-game a little bit for the early game aggression. So right now, basically, the problem is Stork's tech is really far behind. Like, his expansion is going up, yes, but if Zero goes for like fast Mutalisks or something, or even fast Lurkers, Stork is not going to have anything good to deal with that for quite a while. So that's really the danger in this build, I think, in this strategy. Meanwhile, Stork has sent 2 Zealots and a probe to the top. Is he going to push those through? Is Stork actually that genius that he knows Zero took the top right island base, and he's going to push those Zealots through? It looks like he is! Is he going to be successful here? It looks like 1 Zealot is going to go through here. Stork apparently better at pushing units through minerals than Turn is. Wow, look at that! Getting it in the first go on both of those, that's definitely not easy. I think that's a little bit luck as well. And look at the Lings can't get through, because rather than mine out the back minerals, Zero actually just trick the drone through. This is so cool. Stork, man, this is real ballerness right here. So, wow. That is going to be super annoying for Zero. Meanwhile, Stork looks like he's going for Sayle Reaver. And, oh, Zero apparently mined out the minerals, so he's going to be able to at least save the hatchery. So actually the attack doesn't do quite as much damage as I thought it would. Apparently, yeah, there were only 16 minerals left there, so we just needed 2 drones to mine that out. But that was a little bit scary for Zero, and Zero has in fact gone for the Mutalisk follow-up, as I said. Now there's 1 cannon in each mineral line, of course they're on the way. I think Stork might want a 2nd cannon in his main? Perhaps? I don't know. He's getting +1. He has trapped a probe in the back of his main minerals that is going to be used to stack the Corsairs. Looks like the first Corsair running for its life here. Apparently he got 1 kill already, presumably an Overlord kill. And now there's 3 Corsairs on the field with that 1 cannon. Looks like Stork is going to make a 2nd cannon here, now that he sees the Mutas. Support bay on the way. And this is really cool. I do love my Sayle Reaver, and I mean, recently we saw Sayle Reaver by Cal, which was kind of not very good. But if anyone can pull off a Sayle Reaver, it's got to be Stork, man. Storku, show us the Gosu Reaver control. Looks like Zero going to do a bit of harassment with these mutas. And going to grab 3 probes here, cause a little bit of lost mining time, but now the Corsairs come over to help out. This is quite a nice area to harass here. The back of the minerals are kind of pretty close to the edge of the cliff there, so it's annoying to defend that. Meanwhile though, Zero does have his 3 bases up, so we're in a pretty even spot in this game, I think. Might come down to the Sayle Reaver control. It's like a second cannon going up to the natural as well. It's kind of a funny location for that cannon. It's kind of halfway, you know, half protecting the mineral line, half protecting the ramp there. Meanwhile, Random Pylon has actually finished there. I'm not sure if that might have been like a mistake, if he tricked to try and when he tricked his probe through, he forgot to cancel it or something, but it's not a big deal. And it looks like all 3 gases are finished now for Zero. And going in with the mutas once again. Is he actually going to try and contest air control here with Stork? Because, I mean, look at this. Stork actually has 2 Stargates making Corsairs. He's going some seriously hardcore Sayle Reaver here. Rather than just like 1 Stargate, you know, make a few Corsairs, make a Reaver, do a bit of light harassment, but then go into mass gateways. Stork is actually going for some serious air control, but Zero also making a lot of Scourge and mutas here. Is not going to give it up so easily. This might actually come down to like 1 good engagement. If Zero can get a good flank off, get a good surround with the Scourge, minimize the splash damage, and kill a bunch of Corsairs, he could just, you know, take the game instantly. But it's not going to be easy. And looks like, is that Shuttle Speed finished? Yes, it looks like Shuttle Speed has finished because he's keeping pace with the Corsairs. He notices there is 1 Zergling kind of checking things out. Zero doing a good job spawning things. Stork is going to take that guy out. And Zero is ready and waiting with all these Scourge. Look at all those Scourge, Zero. He has set the trap for Stork here. The question is Stork going to fall into it? And even if he does, it would still require some decent positioning for Zero for the trap to be effective. And it looks like he's just going in right now. I don't think this is the best position, but it looks like he's going to make it work anyway. A lot of Scourge are going to hit, but no, it's not quite enough. Stork, with the 2 Stargate production, just has far too many Corsairs for that to be effective. Zero realizes that that was not exactly what he wanted. The shuttle poked in there to the natural. He saw a few Hydras, decided not to go. Now he's going in to harass the 3rd base. He's going to get a couple of drone kills. The Zealots are tanking the hits from the Sunken colony. The drones are fleeing for their lives. They have nowhere to run to, though. The Sunken is actually going to get taken down here, and the Hydras are not in good position, of course, because this base is so far away by ground. As you can see, it is going to be so annoying for Zero to defend this expansion. And looks like he's just going to try and split his drones up as best he can. Doing a very good job, actually. And oh my god, that Scarab could be huge if the drones clump up! Oh! What? Dud Scarab is dud. Oh man, that... Did you guys see that? It blew up, like, as the drones were clumped. Ah. Oh man. Man, I bet it's like... Actually, like, Reaver control is probably worse for your health than, like, high cholesterol or something. Seriously. God. Anyway, oh, Stork has opportunity. No, he's not going to get it. Oh, looks like Muta's actually doing a bit of a counterattack here. He's got to be careful with those. Stork, meanwhile, doing, or adding on a lot of gateways here. The Muta's going into the main base, actually. The Corsairs not going home. I thought they were going home to defend the Mutas. They need to go home now. The main base is under attack. Stork's losing a lot of probes here. The Reaver on the other side is denying mining at the natural, but Stork got a little bit over-aggressive there, I think. I mean, he saw the Mutas were at his base, and he just assumed that they wouldn't attack, but oh my god, I think he just lost the shuttle! I think he just lost the shuttle with his Reavers in it! Oh my god, Zero doing a great move there, forcing the Corsairs back with his Mutas, and then Stork decided to actually just be brave and go in with the shuttle without Corsair support, and he just immediately loses it. Wow, that was horrible for Stork. Oh my god, now he's got a bunch of Corsairs, but he's got no Reaver. And Zero really hasn't taken that much damage from the Reavers. However, he hasn't expanded again yet, and that's usually what the response to Sayle Reaver is, to take a very quick 4th base for the Zerg. But in this case, I think that's fine. Wow. So, looks like the Stargates are not blinking anymore. Stork has decided to stop Corsair production. He does have like a full control group almost of Corsair, so I think it's probably a good idea. Anyway, looks like he's adding on a couple of High Templars. Zero, I don't understand why he hasn't actually taken a 4th during all of this. I guess Mutas and Scourge are pretty expensive to me, so... Well, but... I mean, you think having made all those Mutas and Scourge, he'd have excess minerals to spare to make the hatchery, but... I don't know, maybe he's made a bunch of Hydras now, so I guess that's fine as well. Anyway, 2 Reavers and a Shuttle have been replaced. There are some High Templars, but there's not much else there on the ground for Stork, so it's going to be a little bit tricky for him to push out anytime soon. He needs a few extra units to help buffer for the Reavers and the Templar, and it looks like Stork, or rather Zero, going in for the Templar snipes here. Stork trying to be fancy and rescue them with his Shuttle. He is successful in saving the Reavers. I don't actually know about the High Templar. There's a couple of High Templar left at the back there. I think that Zero must have gotten at least a couple. Stork going back in with his Speed Shuttle, though. I think it's going to be a Storm Drop this time. Meanwhile, he's mining out the mineral patches at the left side there. He's gonna try and take the top left back expansion there. That is going to be safe to take, even though he's kind of contained on the ground. And it looks like it's going to be 3 Zealots, and it's got to be a High Templar. Is it going to be... That wasn't the most amazing Storm Drop in the world. And looks like, wow, Stork actually being a little bit ballsy there, picking up both of those Zealots, even though he was in Hydra range, and gets away with only a bit of hull damage. Not nearly as good as the mini drop there. And oh my god, Zero actually moving into the natural and picking off a couple more High Templar. Wow, Zero, I gotta say, is definitely outplaying Stork this game. Man, really impressive stuff. Stork has a ton of Zealots. If Zero just has like 2 Lurkers, that'll be really nice. Although I guess the Reavers would be good against those. You see, Stork is using up all his gas on like the Reaver Stairs and Templar. He can't afford any Dragoons right now. And actually, if you look at his money, it's going quite high. He's going up to 1,200 minerals. That is the danger when you're doing all this fancy Sayle Reaver harass. It is very APM intensive. So it's kind of tricky to macro, though. It looks like he has to spin up his money a little bit. He's got to be careful with the Templars and the Reavers. Those are his crucial units. Pure Zealots will not hold up at this level, at this stage in the game, against Mass Hydra. You know, in the early game, in small numbers, Speed Zealots are quite good against Hydras, but once you get up to, you know, 3 control groups, it doesn't quite work out in their favor anymore. It's kind of like Lings against Marines. In the early game, Marines are pretty terrible, but once you get, you know, the medics out and their upgrades, they're actually fantastic. Anyway, looks like Stork securing his 3rd base. He's actually not taking the back expansion as his 3rd. He's just taking this this one on the edge here. Of course, that's probably a better idea if you can take it, because he can take the back expansion whenever he wants. Like, that's gonna be very easy to take. It's gonna be very safe, and yet it would be slightly more annoying to defend against like Muta counterattacks or drops, because it is much farther away from his other expansions. So I think taking this closer 3rd, since he can afford it, is probably a good idea. Looks like he does have a decent Dragoon number now. I don't see an Observer with the army though. He should have one. He had the Robo for a while, and looks like, ooh, I guess he saw that Overload going in here. He's going to catch it, but I think that the cargo is going to unload anyway. It is going to be, Lurker drops, simultaneous Lurker drops at the main of the natural. Super popular move nowadays. It looks like Stork saves the probes at both his bases. Very nice reaction time from Stork. However, it's still going to be annoying. It's still going to cost him a little bit of mining time here. Meanwhile, Zero looks like he's going in with the main ground army, although that's not going to work. So, yeah, nice defense by Stork. Stork still has a nice supply lead, 157 against 129. And looks like going to take a bit of extra damage from these Lurkers, but is going to clean it up now. So that is all well and good. His 3rd base is up, and Zero, I don't think... Okay, Zero has actually taken the inside 6 o'clock 4th, kind of like his 3rd in the center of the map. He has taken that, I think. I don't think it's mining yet, though. I just kind of looking at the mini-map here. Meanwhile, a lot of units heading up the north side. I think he might... Well, it looks like it's going to be a drop here, but what is he actually dropping, though? Did he actually assume that Stork took the back island-ish expansion? He might, like, try and sneak down the left side of the map and, like, do a huge Doom drop on the main. I'm not really sure. It seems very risky, because Stork does still have a few Corsairs running around. Meanwhile, a huge attack here on this expansion. There's a few Lurkers there, but they weren't in good position, and Zero is going to be forced to cancel this. However, he is going in for a huge counter drop here. Zero's just got to back up here, back up to the Lurker field, sack this expansion, and go for the drop. He's got to hope that drop does a lot of damage here, because Stork is just barreling in. Looks like Zero just going to go for the undefended expansion here. There's only 4 Dragoons left to defend that. I'm pretty sure he will be able to kill that, but Stork is killing so many units at the front here. Stork with an overwhelming army advantage at the front. Those two Reavers doing massive damage as well as the Storms, but it looks like he's lost most of his Elites here. He's down to just the Dragoons. The supply counts plummeting for both players here. 115 for Stork against 94 supply of Stork, but huge Storms and Reavers killing so much here. But the Dragoons are getting taken out very quickly, and Hydra's coming in from the back. The Hydras that actually took down that base are coming in to flank the army here. He's doing a surround on the Reavers. The Reavers still being very effective, but it looks like Zero will be able to clean this up barely and kill the expansion of Stork here. I think that was a good exchange for Zero, maybe? No, he's actually behind 40 supply right now. I thought that would have been better because he killed, he killed the Protoss army, he killed some very expensive units there, he traded expansion for expansion, but I do feel like Stork is still ahead here. Stork macroed up quite a big army here, and Zero's not left with very much, in fact. So yeah, this is actually a little bit nervous. And you see, Stork has actually opened up that back mineral only, so he can actually go take that back expansion, which is going to be quite safe. Although, well, maybe not because of these drops. Zero doing another little lurker counter drop here. Stork's probe count looks very, very low. Did he just not? Did Stork actually just not save the probes from his expansion there? Did he just let them die? And it looks like Zero doing a cute little fan out of the Overlords there. Doesn't want to lose them to the Corsair fleet. Looks like retaking that. Both players actually retaking the expansions that they just lost. Corsair's going to clean up a few Overlords here. And wow, I can't believe that Scourge actually made it there. Looks like there's actually +1 carapace on the air, so that's helping out a little bit. Stork loading up the Templar into a shuttle. Is that going to be a storm for a storm drop, or is he actually maybe protecting them against mutas? Of course, muta sniping has been so common nowadays, and we've seen some pretty epic comebacks in CVP with good Templar sniping with mutas, that maybe Stork is just like transporting his Templar in a shuttle for safety, although there are still 3 walking around on the ground, so I must assume that that is going to be for a storm drop, although, oh, be careful with the Corsairs. And yep, here the speed shuttle is going in. The Corsairs are actually clearing the way. And Overlord, I think, barely maybe sees it. He's going into the natural. Storm! Oh my god, they have not been very effective storm drops this game. The storms on the army have been far better. I mean, you can kind of attribute that to Zero's good reaction time. It's not really Stork's fault that he can't make anything happen there. And well, looks like Stork is massing up to go attack this expansion once again. The lurkers are there, but they're not burrowed, they're not spread out and in position. Stork this time has left a decent number of units at that base to defend it. He's got a lot of High Templar everywhere. Oh my god, those High Templar are walking next to Hydras. They're walking side by side. They're singing Kumbaya. Okay, no, it looks like those 3 Hydras decided to be hipster Hydras and not go along with the crowd. And, oh man, devastating storms on the army of Zero, though. Stork has a vastly superior ground army, it looks like, and oh my god, Zero just eating those storms. Zero knows. Look at that. He's just, I don't know Korean, but I'm pretty sure he just said Storm Imba or something along those lines. And Stork still looks a little bit dazed, still looks a little bit out of it, but he is in a good position here. So looks like my concerns at the beginning of the game were slightly unfounded. Looks like, oh god, Storm is pretty good. And it looks like Stork is busting into the natural here. There's a bunch of lurkers morphing in the back. Will they be in time? I think they might barely keep Zero alive. And Zero's actually just ranging the Nexus here. Zero ranges the Nexus down with those Hydras. I can't believe it. Stork didn't even leave a single High Templar there to help out, and actually, these lurkers, can they hold on? Looks like the Zealots will close with them. No, it's not quite going to be enough. I thought the lurkers might be enough, but no, the army of Stork is moving in here. A few Hydras trying to come back to help out. Those Hydras finished killing off the Nexus, are trying to save Zero's base. I'm sure Stork must be almost mined out here, so Zero's just trying to hold on. Stork, I think, is mined out at his main, almost as natural, but I don't think he can survive this attack. He's down to 39 supply, 89 supply for Stork. This has got to be over. Beautiful play, really, from both players, but unfortunately for the cute little Zerg here, it's not going to go well. The evil Protoss is too overpowered. And it's going to be a storm drop this time. Oh, no. That was not what Zero needed. The first successful storm drop of the game. And it's basically when the game is already over. Zero's like not even paying attention there. Too busy microing in his main, trying to make 3 Hydras last out against a 90 supply Protoss army. And GG from Zero. Stork takes the game, and I believe I believe that means Con has solidified their position as the number 2 team in the rankings at the end of the season. So they will get seeded straight to the semifinals, I guess? If that's what they can be called. And so they will just have to win one match before they can face SKT in the grand finals. And I think that would be quite exciting. Con versus SKT. Zero looking a bit sad there, but that's alright. It's still 1-1. Stars still has a chance to win this match. They still have a chance to make it to the playoffs.
예, 손빠르기가 문제가 아닌 것 같습니다. 그 정신없는 와중에 자신의 병력을 유지를 해서 견제할 때 다 가고 그다음에 커세어 끝까지 활용을 하고 상대방의 그 가장 아픈 부위를 계속해서 정타로 때려주는 이 송병우 선수의 경험이 우러나는 경기 운영 자체가 김명훈 선수의 흔들기를 넘어섰습니다. 그러네요. 이렇게 중심 잘 잡고 어떤 상황에서도 정신이 흔들리지 않는 송병우.
All right.
Peggy 18. A new age is coming. A new assassin.
Whoops. I almost accidentally banned somebody. Oh my god, I keep clicking. Ah.